Hi everyone, welcome to the special coverage of the 42nd ASEAN Summit in Labuan Bajo, East Nusa Tenggara. My name is Rahma Alia, and today we're going to talk about something, a topic that needs to be discussed between two countries, Indonesia and the Philippines. Now, Indonesia and the Philippines are very important members of ASEAN, and they have been playing significant role in the organization effort to promote integration as well as cooperation. Philippines has been a key player in ASEAN's effort to resolve international disputes in the South China Sea. Meanwhile, Indonesia has been maintaining the dialogue and between other ASEAN members as well to maintain peace and stability in the region. Now, to ensure the continued peace, stability, as well as prosperity in the Southeast Asian region, the two countries, Indonesia and the Philippines, needs to work closely. Now, on behalf of the 42nd of ASEAN Summit in Labuan Bajo, in the studio right now is already present with me the permanent representative of the Philippines to ASEAN, Madam Ambassador Hjayceelyn Quintana. Thank you so much and welcome to See Today.
Thank you so much, Alia, and it's my honor to be here. I'm very pleased that we're doing this during the summit.
Yes, it is our pleasure, and I hope you have been enjoying Bajo so far.
I have been every opportunity I could.
That's great. Now, talking about Indonesia and the Philippines, we know that we're neighboring countries and we've been having bilateral ties that are deep.
Yes.
If we view the relations, what steps have the country, the Philippines, taken to deepen the bilateral between Indonesia and the Philippines?
Well, my president, the very first state visit that he had upon inauguration as president was to Indonesia. So that's how much importance we have, regarded Indonesia, even as far as our president is concerned. He was inaugurated in July, and he was here last November. And now it's the second time as president to come to Indonesia.
Yeah. Is there any specific areas, any particular areas that you think needs to be deepened? And what are the efforts that have been addressed to actually make that into reality?
Well, we have excellent relationship. I think next year we will be celebrating 75 years of diplomatic relations. And of course, over the years, we have so many interactions and so many areas of, that we have developed for cooperation. And I think what stands out today, for example, would be on trafficking in persons. I think this is one area where we have a common interest, and there is some priority being paid to that. Yeah.
Now, we've seen the political standpoint here in Southeast Asia region as well as the Indo-Pacific region are not very, calm. It's quite challenging. So what are the key challenges from the point of view of the Philippines as you see the ASEAN's effort towards this regional situation at the moment?
Well, there is so much talk about the geopolitical rivalries in the region, but Alia, we're 55 years old. The ASEAN has weathered the storm, so to speak, many instances and many times over. I think just by looking at the sea right now, and I saw the picture of the 10 leaders. They went to have a sunset viewing yesterday as one of the activities for this summit. And they were in one boat.
Together. They were singing and they were having some romantic moment.
The Pinisi is like our balangay. I sort of just have been reminded of that. Balangay for us is like one community. And to see them in that kind of setting and trying to forge more cooperation, strengthening their solidarity, and being in one strong boat, the Pinisi. That really allows the ASEAN to weather any storm.
Yeah, it was very much seen how ice breaking was not even needed between these ASEAN leaders because it was already very fluid. My next question is that You see how the roles of the Philippines right now itself playing in ASEAN's efforts to promote regional peace and stability. And Indonesia is also having the same sort of point of view. So how is the working or the efforts towards that goal in keeping, regional peace and stability?
Well, our permanent advocacy in ASEAN is maritime cooperation, and then to develop a maritime order that promotes peace and stability in the region. Our founding fathers have already predicted, by reason of geography, that this is going to be an area of rivalry, just by virtue of the geography. And I think they had the foresight, the founding fathers in 1967, they had the foresight of developing this association in such a way that we will be able to navigate that kind of dynamic. And I think that has been proven over the years. Our relationship with our external partners has also been the bulwark of the promoting and preserving the peace and stability in this region. Okay, we have 70 years relationship, security relationship with the United States, for example. And that has really consolidated the gains in the region.
Yeah.
So we continue to play that role because we promote rules-based maritime order in the region.
All right. Now, if you see how in the Asia-Pacific, Indo-Pacific region, there's this growing importance towards this globe. So the constellation is now changing. So how does the Philippines see the role of ASEAN in terms of the bigger regional architecture, seeing the growing importance of this region?
Well, of course, among the members, there is an awareness about the challenges that lie ahead and are already happening. And that's why we are more conscious on trying to strengthen the mechanisms that we have, trying to make sure that the ASEAN centrality is upheld, because we want to drive this evolution, okay? And the way we would see the Indo-Pacific region has also been reframed. It's not just the traditional security arrangements that we know. It is more aligned to economic growth of the region, because at the end of the day, that's where our strength lies.
Yes.
The mere fact that we could continue to develop amidst all these dynamics.
So if you've been following the first day of the ASEAN Leaders Summit, of course. So how do you see this summit playing the role in, some people say that this is perhaps the trajectory, the new trajectory for ASEAN. How do you see the role of this summit towards that, bigger goals for this specific region?
Yeah. Well, that's the importance of a summit. When leaders meet, they are able to exchange views, and they're able to bring out consensus among themselves on the direction that the organization should take. And that has been happening for the last 24 hours, at least.
Sure.
That we have this vision of where this organization would go for the next 20 years. For example, yesterday they had an interface with the high-level task force on ASEAN community post-2025 vision. So that's how proactive this organization is. And the summit tries to consolidate the views and among the leaders. We hear each other out, and that's I think the magic of dialogue. Because this is where we are committed, what we are committed to do among us, to continue the dialogue, continue to find ways to have a common ground with our interests, with their respective national interests. So the constant interaction at many different levels, not just at the leaders level, but up to the level of the Committee on Permanent Representatives, we are able to bring out our positions as members, and so that's how we try to it's a platform to develop a common
Yeah.
view.
Right.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, Southeast Asia has this strength of the economy. So, as ASEAN, as the epicenter of growth, as a theme for this year. So, how does the Philippines views the ASEAN role in promoting this regional economic integration, and what steps, if there may be, have been done to take in enhancing economic cooperation within the organization?
Yeah. Well, we are very much concerned about the food security issues, energy security issues, and
Yeah.
climate change issues.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Indonesia has really, I think, come up with a very, very relevant theme for this year.
Mm-hmm.
For example, the ASEAN Outlook on Indo-Pacific tries to engage with different partners, and how we can cooperate in many of these areas that are on the table. And I think the leaders also have this mindset that, we're just recovering from the pandemic.
Yeah.
And there is much work to do in terms of our efforts, to recover from maybe in terms of tourism also. So I think the Indo-Pacific outlook is very bright, and there is connectivity among the ASEAN member states. I think this is what we have been talking about integration, about trade arrangements where we will be increasing trade opportunities and
Yeah.
investment opportunities. So, this backdrop has given us more impetus to
Yeah.
think about that. I think what I want to highlight is the meeting that's happening right now. It's
Yeah.
the Brunei, Indonesia,
Other.
Malaysia, Philippines,
Yes.
Bimpiaga, East ASEAN growth area. So, there would be more activities on trade and investment in this sub region, And I think the more we focus on those things, the geopolitics have a way of being sorted out. So I think we should not lose focus on the very first purpose of
Yeah.
ASEAN while
Yeah.
it was developed to have economic growth, social progress. That's number one in the Bangkok Declaration. So I think let's just continue to applaud on
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
And having the same idea of stability, prosperity, and peace in the region. How do you see, how the Philippines see the regional security challenges that pose, that are posed to this region in ASEAN, and how is it being addressed or works with towards, from the Philippines and working with other ASEAN members?
Yeah. Well, that's the vision. The South China Sea is a sea of peace, stability, and prosperity. That's what we want to happen. That's the vision. And we continue to work together with not just the ASEAN members, but our partners in the East Asia. And how do we balance, these issues of security and in terms of developing also some consensus. We're very much for promoting a maritime order, as I said, that promotes international law, that is anchored on the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea, which is considered the constitution of the oceans. So we are also very committed in terms of fast tracking, the code of conduct, because that will provide a conducive environment for us to thrive, in this area in terms of cooperation. So that's what we are trying to help on in terms of our focus, in terms of our advocacy in the ASEAN. Yeah.
There are so many goals that needs to be achieved by Southeast Asia, by ASEAN in the region. So how do you think that the way to get there so far has been progressing? Do you think that we are on the right track?
Yeah. I think, well, very much so. I would cite, for example, Indonesia's commitment this year to find new approaches on
Yeah.
the code of conduct, for example. So we are fully supportive of that. And, you know, the more we can talk about these things now, the better for everyone. And I think all the leaders support that. So this summit, there will be another summit in September. So
Yeah.
there's, I think, momentum. You know, when there is, you know, meeting of the minds, it can work wonders in terms of where this would lead us, and the leadership, of course, of the chair is very important.
Madam Ambassador Joy, thank you so much for speaking with C today here in Labuan Bajo with a beautiful setting, and hoping that we can always be in collaboration, especially between the two countries, Indonesia and the Philippines.
My pleasure, Alia. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Makasih.
Terima kasih. And that was our interview with the permanent representatives of the Philippines for ASEAN regarding Indonesia and ASEAN bilaterally, as well as the ASEAN, you know, this Southeast Asian region that we're having summit in between yesterday and today. And that's the coverage for now from Labuan Bajo, from the 42nd ASEAN Summit. And we'll be back with more. And my name is Rahma Alia. Bye-bye for now.